Okay, so this is how I cut the sleeves. First, I cut my circle according to how wide and the length I want the sleeves to be, right? According to the size and the length I want that sleeves to be. This is how the circle came out. And then using the crinoline, this 3 inches crinoline, I cut out this door face. I cut out this door face using the width of this crinoline like this, using the circumference of this flare, right? Using the circumference of this flare like so, that it will go round the hem of this flare like so. It will go round it to the other side, right? So now see how the next step I'm going to do. I will first of all, this thing, sorry, before I forgot, I cut this thing into 4 pieces, into 4 places, 2 for one sleeves and the other 2 for the second sleeves. Here are they are in 4 pieces, the same width, the same length. So the next thing is I will start sewing now. Okay, so this is how the sleeves look like, right? Thing at the hem round before I will now place my crinoline. Okay, so for the sake of comfort, you can just get a strand of either bias or a piece of the fabric you're working with. You just pipe your crinoline this way so that this rough end will not be piercing your skin, right? Because it happens, it can pierce the fabric, that is your dress, and be piercing your skin. It causes a lot of discomfort, so you can just do this to pipe a rough edge inside. That's all. Okay, so now I am done stitching my door face to the hem side of my sleeves. I have stitched all this one. I didn't stitch the upside because if I stitch here, by the time I am stitching sewing this thing and then bringing the other piece, we'll now have like 3 lines here, which I don't want that. So what I will do is I will just stitch down here, and then now I'm going to sew my crinoline to it. I have my seam allowance up and down. Okay, now I am top stitching the other part of the upper part of the crinoline, and as I'm doing that, I try to pull the fabric so that it doesn't gather down. I'm trying to pull it out gently, straighten it so that it doesn't gather down the other side. So I'm going to do this around the circle. Okay, so you see how I cover the edge, the ending of my crinoline, so it's not rough here, both the other end and the second end, so it's not rough. So there's nothing that will be piercing anybody's skin now. Okay, so now that I have done sewing my crinoline on it, I told us I cut 4 of this facing. The first one is the one that is showing outside of the lace. that I attach my crinoline on it, so that my crinoline doesn't show outside. And then the second one now, I'm going to use it now to sew round, to use it as a facing to sew. I'll sew it round and then turning it to cover the crinoline inside like this, to cover the crinoline. So this is what the end result will look like. It's covered, the crinoline is covered inside, the facing is showing outside and inside. Okay, so I'm done attaching the second facing. For easy ironing, it's better you top stitch like this. So this is how your facing is going to, this is the way it's supposed to fall, right? So I will now open it like this, and then I'll top stitch like so. And then while top stitching, it's advisable you drag this facing so that it will be firm and neatly sewn. Because if you leave it to relax, it will fold like this. If you leave it to relax, it will go like this. But if you drag it to be firm, drag it to your right hand side. Okay, so now here I am ironing, and there's something I want to, for one of the best iron to use when it comes to tailoring is a steam iron. It makes your ironing very easy without stress. Just get a steam iron, iron and makes whatever result you're looking for comes out easily than a dry iron. So this is how the inside looks like, and now this is the inside and then the outside, right? So now going back to close up this place so that we don't have this rough finishing here. Okay, so now this is the last step about the crinoline side. Now I have this one here and I have this one here, so I'm going to fold this one in. You can equally trim it out, right? Well, I just want to fold it inside and then sew it this way. So I'm not trimming the down one, I'm just going to flip it in and sew it round. So here we go. Now the sleeves is ready to fix on my dress.